The Honorable Minister of Basic Education. Order, honorable members. The Honorable Deputy Minister or Minister of Basic Education. Do we have them there? Oh gosh. I am informed that both the Minister and the Deputy Minister for Basic Education are not on the platform. And honorable members, no, wait. You and I don't know the reasons. But what I can say for now is that it is a serious concern for us. And we have counselors for the leader of the government business. Oh, there is Motshekga. Motshekga.
I'm on the platform. I'm having difficulty. Yes, Chair.
You just came in.
No, I have been on the platform, but I'm in an area with very poor signal. But now I'm in a better place. I can be able to.
Thank you very much.
You
can
I'm
now
sorry
respond.
about it.
Thank you, ma'am. You can respond.
Chair, I missed the question with apologies, Chair, because I just moved to the right place now. So if I could be given another chance to get the question, then I'll answer. I'm sorry about that, Chair.
Would you? Okay. Honorable members, please pardon us as I call now for all the members of the executive to please find space, because you don't know if your department is going to be asked a question or there is a declaration that you would want to respond to. Please make sure that you are in a good space where if your department that has happened, you are able to respond. I'm really pleading with you, honorable members of the executive. I'm going to plead with you, the House now. Honorable members, let's just take a few minutes and go back. But I'm sorry, Baba, you have to come back. Yes. We start afresh with basic education. I've already apologized. Please don't make noise. Order. Order, Honorable Mlenzan. Honorable members, please let them hear. Uba mamson tuzong tetisa food.
Chairperson, as I was saying, 8 in 10 grade 4 learners can't read for meaning in any language. 74% of schools don't have libraries to mitigate the reading crisis. Teachers can't read either. They fail exams for subjects that they teach. Only 64% have critical reading skills at grade 6 level. The ANC and SATU would rather protect underqualified teachers than provide quality educations to millions of poor Black learners to change the circumstance of their birth. Many schools are not just ANC graveyards for learners to die in pit toilets, but to bury their futures too. 3,900 schools still have pit toilets. On our own DA oversight visit to 64 schools over 7 provinces, we revealed that 81% of schools we personally went to still had pit toilets. Yet this budget is trying to cut the infrastructure grant to schools. Overcrowding remains the biggest barrier to learning. 2.4 million learners of the Eastern Cape and KZN were left hungry because cadres must eat while children starve. Over the last 30 years, the ANC have turned into our modern-day oppressors, delivering education that has led generations of children to a life of unemployment and poverty without skills that allow them to participate in the economy. It seems the ANC has nightmares when they have not destroyed everything that they touch. Fellow South Africans, it does not have to be this way. In 2024, you have an opportunity to fire the ANC and vote in a strong DA at the center of a multi-party coalition government which will prioritize quality education. The DA in the Western Cape has a strong track record of delivery. In government, where double the number of children can read for meaning, quality teaching is monitored, we focus on teaching learners needed skills for the economy, we build schools in 65 days to deal with overcrowding, learners get 2 meals a day. When learners graduate, the Western Cape creates more jobs than anywhere else in the country so that young people can have a dignity of a job. Therefore, in 2024, let's fire this ANC oppression and vote for the DA. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you for your understanding, Honorable Notata. FF plus.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My question to the Minister of Basic Education is that the long and short of the budget cut for school infrastructure is that the money was needed to meet the staff's cost of living adjustments. Now, my question is, could we ask schools to plant more trees? Because apparently we count on them to grow their own classrooms. I thank you.
Thank you. The EFF.
Thank you, Chairperson. The consistent failure to deliver textbooks on time, to organize transport for rural and remote schools, lack of basic learner support material for many rural and township schools are all constant reminders of the neglect that the department under Minister Motshekga has subjected Black learners to. The department has not been able to account for almost 500,000 learners who are getting lost to the system on a yearly basis, and still refuses to account these learners when they assess progress through the grades. While the recently adopted basic Bella Bill provides for keeping learners in class, the department simply does not have the capacity to enforce this. There's simply not enough budget allocation to cater for all these demands, to ensure that learners are in class on time, that learners have necessary learner support material, that learners are taught by sufficiently qualified teachers, and that learners are in class on full stomach. Whilst we are on that, how would these budget reductions not impact on such? Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. The ANC.
Ndi khou livhuwa mulangadzulo. Rine sa ḽihoro ḽa vhathu ri pfa ri tshi ṅoṅorea nga maanḓa nga u khathiwa ha heyi budget khayo ri Vho Minister, we are very much concerned that the budget reduction has resulted in a decline in the education infrastructure grant. Mbudziso yanga ndi ya uri, what is the progress of blended finance for school infrastructure to increase financing of infrastructure project to address the backlog and the new infrastructure needs? Ndi khou livhuwa.
Ro leboha. The Honorable the Minister.
No, thank you very much, Chair. And let me sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. It was not out of disrespect, but I'm really sorry. And thank you really for accepting our apology. Chair, let me quickly go into the budget cuts and say it is a major concern for us also as a sector. We are working with Treasury to try and mitigate about those budget cuts so that they don't harm the sector. And Treasury has been extremely cooperative to assist us to make sure that the budgets don't eat on the main activities of the program. So I thought I should raise that we are equally concerned, but we're also working as a sector to make sure that we can find ways of mitigating against the budget. If I have time, let me quickly respond to the issue about reading for meaning. Chair, I think I've explained it so many times what reading for meaning is. Reading for meaning doesn't mean combining words and all the things that member is saying. In our assessment in PILS, Chair, we found out that, and it's been a very helpful exercise for us because we're competing with your Finland and other countries who have, by the time their children are at age 10, they have been in institutions, in crashes and ECD programs from the month 9. So by the time my kids are expected to contest with them at the age of 10, they've only been in school for 3 years, whereas the others have already been in school for 10 years. And that's why, as this government, we are ramping as much as we can to make sure that we strengthen and solidify our ECD program. But also the competition about Western Cape, I think the member has not read the report. The contest is also, I think the difference is around language. Kids who have been taught in the mother tongue, because they're not even the best performing system. We have, they're struggling with matric, even in PILS, they were not the top system. In PILS, it was the language. So the languages that excelled with languages like English, Afrikaans, Zulu, Xhosa, and Sotho. And why do they do that?
Thank
First,
you,
Afrikaans.
Minister. No, Honorable Minister, thank you. Your time is up. We have only 2 minutes to respond to all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, but thank you very much, Chair, for understanding and allowing us to come back. But thanks also for the comments from members. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable members, please. There's still noise. I don't know whether you are bored or you don't want to listen to these declarations and questions. Please. Honorable Plakis, whose mics are open there? Honorable May, please mute. Honorable May, as I believe. Is it the only one? Okay. Is the hand still there? Okay. We proceed to vote number 17, higher education and training. The DA.
While we are here today, please spare a thought for the people at Free Hospital and Livingston Hospital who today will not have specialist medical professionals taking care of them because Walter Sisulu University refused to accredit them. That is where your priority lies, the ANC. While we are talking here, we are talking about NSFAS, who, while the finance minister is sitting here, has still today from 2021 not given us the audit financial statements. And I would like the Minister of Finance to respond on that. We are talking of a 2.9 billion rand cut in the DA department. 2 billion of those are for NSFAS. 87,712 students will not be funded in 2024. This is your SASSA students that you are failing. We have accommodation credit providers who today handed a letter of demand to the NEFSA CEO because they have not been paid for their accommodation since February this year. But you know the worst thing about this is, Minister, is the fact that this year, we had students who went hungry. We had students that had to sleep outside that was left destitute. We had women, female students that this year had to sell their bodies to sugar daddies just to get some form of accommodation. So I ask you again, Minister, where are we going to get the 2 billion rand shortfall for next year? And how are we going to address the 2.2 billion rand National Treasury has instructed TVET colleges to withhold because of the shortfall? Keep in mind, 87,712 students will not be funded in 2024. Think about that, students, while you are standing there eligible, that you are qualifying and you will be defunded or culled again through some nonsensical eligibility criteria.
Thank you. FF Plus.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair. My question to the Minister of Higher Education is that the adjusted budget for higher education states as if it is a great relief that NSFAS could fund less TVET students than provided for because many of them did not meet academic requirements. Therefore, 2 billion rand could be deducted from its budget. My question is, if that is regarded as a windfall, how do we plan to bridge a skills gap which was created in the first place by having too few TVET students? I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Boshoff, I'm not sure if it is your what you call earphones. Your voice doesn't come out so clearly. But I hope the minister is listening or the deputy. Your earphones are giving us something else.
Does
If
it sound
you can-
better without it, Madam Chair?
Yeah, okay, it's fine, but it's hard to hear you clearly, honestly speaking. If you can just try something and remove the earphones. Okay, ANC.
Thank you, Honorable House Chairperson. Honorable House Chairperson, we are aware that the Department of Higher Education and Training has been having ongoing meetings in preparation for the academic year 2024. And one is really hoping to hear what some of the mitigation strategies in relation to the over 2 billion decline for university education have been, what mitigation strategies have been discussed within the department leading up to their preparations for the 2024 academic year. Thank you, Honorable House Chair.
Thank you. Those are all for the higher education and training. I'm told that the minister is not on the platform, but the GM is on the platform. GM?
Thank you very much, House Chairperson. With your permission, due to a poor network, can I please have my video staying off?
No problem.
Thank you so much. Firstly, I think it's important, House Chairperson, that we clarify, Honorable King, that the cuts that she is referring to are basically cuts, and I think are the cuts that are for the current financial year. We are aware that Treasury has asked us to do some adjustments for the next academic year, 2024, and we will, ensure that we're working quite closely with universities and with TVET colleges to make sure that, whatever cuts that are, imposed by Treasury, that those cuts do not firstly affect the unreasonable rise in tuition fees. Secondly, do not affect the number of enrollments of students in the next academic year. And thirdly, that the cut in terms of TVET college student has no consequence in terms of the current academic year, and that we still remain focused in ensuring that we increase the number of TVET college students registered over time so that we're able to get closer to our NDP targets. And I think it's important that we in the process do not spread propaganda that suggests that 85,000 students, as suggested by the honorable member, will be affected by this. It's basically stoking the fire for electoral purposes and has got nothing to do with the reality as reflected by the budget. Yes, the budgets will affect us, I think, as indicated by all the three members who asked their question. But we believe that through our preparations, engagements with
Honorable
stakeholders,
DM,
we are on course
your
to
time
make
is
sure
up.
that we have a peaceful academic year in
Thank you.
2024. Thank you so much, House Chair.